she's no longer going to be tight. She won't be tight. And the person was trying to come for me saying that, oh, I have a small. Honestly, I don't if you think how a 1 inch, I honestly agree that is what I have, right? But most people obsessed with tightness, they don't really understand intimacy. Intimacy is an intertwining dance between two cosmic beings. Physical touch is intimacy. The mind is intimacy. Kisses is intimacy. See, if the person you're being intimate with isn't flowing in the cosmic realm, let me bring it down to science for you guys to understand, right? Blood needs to be flowing, right? She needs to be happy. She needs to be in a state of welcoming, right? And in doing so, her body feels relaxed. It accepts you. It brings you in. You understand? The fundamental principle of intimacy is communication, no matter what you are into, who you are into, man to man, girl to girl. I'm an intimate coach. I don't know how I got into that line of business, right? But I found myself there and I started studying. I started studying intimacy, not for my sake or not for that business sake of intimacy coach, right? I started studying it for my partner to really, I don't want to trap my partner in a life that I cannot give that person the best when it comes to everything I as a being can be. Intimacy is an intertwining dance. People that feel that intimacy is just this, they don't know. That is why most people are trapped in a marriage, right? In a relationship that they don't have optimum pleasure, right? They have not reached what pleasure is all about because their partner is so selfish and so egocentric to read. They don't read. You see them taking drugs, taking this, taking supplements, taking this, taking that, just to be intimate. No, you don't need all those things. You need a good, proper hygiene. A good smell is intimacy. You need a good, proper hygiene, good, treat yourself well, and communicate. I promise you, you don't understand. Sometimes the thing you take drugs for, communication can solve it. Oh God. I don't know when I get to this, when I start to get to this point, right? I don't care how big you are. A full head has come out from that place before. You understand? A baby's head has pushed out from there. Are you as big as a baby head? Say you want it tight, you want it tight. What are you? You know, sometimes, right? Some females, right? It's tighter in some females, right? But I put it to you that if she welcomes you, if it gets to a point where she is relaxed, where her being feels, I think the freedom of a feminine being, right? If a feminine spirit is free with you, accepts you completely, oh God. I've said this before and I'm not exaggerating, right? They can jump into a fire for you. People that are saying women can't do this, women do this. I feel the problem is that they have never met a woman that actually settled down and accept them. They are so, let me use delusional. Let me use delusional here, not as a form of insult. People that take it as an insult, it's whatever you take it, right? I'll use delusional here in the sense of, right, they don't see reality again. It's not like the reality is what you have made them feel. They believe, like, they create reality. You understand? So if your partner isn't satisfied enough, you will not get what you should have gotten. That is why intimacy, I like to say intimacy is like the galaxy. There is so much power in intimacy. There is so much means and method to get to the next level in intimacy. Intimacy is unending. Smell is intimacy. Like I said, feeling is intimacy. Kissing, conversation. You get to the mind of your partner. See, intimacy is intertwining of souls, cosmic souls. It can be two, it can be, but two, right, is the best, right? Instead of going for 4, 3 at once, right? Different souls intertwining. You know why? 2 is best because you guys concentrate on your energies. You guys, I don't know. That is it. You start from observation. You just look. You just look, first of all, with your eyes. You start with your eyes. Secondly, you smell. You smell. From feet away, you can still be intimate. Then, you feel. But before all those eyes and everything, you have started being intimate with your mind, with the way you converse with the person, with the way you listen to them, with the way you... Oh, God. The problem is you don't read. You're so selfish. You're looking for drugs to take. You're looking for 10 rounds to do this, to prove that, oh, you're a macho. And the funny and the sad thing is that most of the females, right, most of the females, right, have gotten to a point whereby they don't even understand pleasure too, right? Their brain has shut down from what real pleasure is. That thing too. Some of them are taking that as the peak of pleasure, and I pity them, honestly. And some of them are actually locked in cages that they don't understand what pleasure is, right? Oh my God. And this is not just for only the female and the male, right? With different sexualities, men to men, women to women. You guys are following me, and I really appreciate and respect you. As I said in my page, I don't judge anybody. Everybody are free to be loved, free to experience love the way they want to be loved, right? So it goes for everybody. Intimacy is communication. You can't be egotistic and with intimate. You can't. You don't need to go to prove a point. Yeah. You might joke around with your partner. It depends on the partner, but you don't need to. When it starts, you can never know. When it comes to intimacy, you can never know, because every book is different. Every soul is different, right? And every section, every act is different than the previous one. So, like I said, it's an ever-growing universe. Anybody that claims to know intimacy doesn't know. You can't know. You can't know in intimacy. Intimacy is powerful. Intimacy is spiritually powerful, physically powerful. Cause I want to understand intimacy more and more. And I will read it, and I read it, and I study, and I study, and I study, and I study intimacy, because I truly believe there is so much power in intimacy, so much.